Welcome to Emily's garden, come on out today. Welcome to Emily's garden, just a snap away. In this place, life is celebrated. It's the place where dreams are cultivated. Welcome to Emily's garden, just a snap away.
There you are. Here I am at my potting bench in the backyard, and I know the suspense is killing you. What we're going to do today is take a trip to Plantation Products, which is a seed company in nearby Norton, Massachusetts, to see the inner workings of what happens after the seed is purchased and how it gets to you. Before we begin, what I wanted to do was just go over a couple of things that I thought you might find interesting. When you go to buy your plants all set up, they're in what's called flats. This entire thing is called a flat. This, however, if I can get it out, it's called a box. The way that they are purchased by the wholesale people are as this, 804s. And the way they have that is 2, 4, 6, 8 boxes, 4 slots in a box. This is an 804. This is a flat. Then you have the 6. So they could be sold anywhere as a 606 or an 806. When you go to start your seeds, a lot of people will use peat pots, which are basically compressed peat. You fill them up with soil, you nurture them, and you have a beautiful little plant afterwards. I wanted to show you one little tip before we went. There is another way that you can do this. It's a good project that you can do with your children, actually. Regular newspaper. All you do is tear it. You try to tear it down neatly, which of course I'm not going to do. Just like that. I tear it in half. Take any bottle. Usually a thickness of 2 pieces is plenty. I got to put the old glasses on again. And what you're going to do is mark a line. Now this is a great project for children as well. Mark the line and roll it. Roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Now you see the bottom half. All I'm going to do is press it down, press it down, press it down. Got my masking tape ready. Like that, and you have a paper pot. It's biodegradable. I've made a bunch of them here today so that you can see that they're very easy to do, and a nice little project for you on your winter days when you're dreaming about your garden. So that said and done, I think I better get changed up. We'll take a trip to the wonderful world of Plantation Products. We're back here at Plantation Products, and I'm with the assistant plant manager here in Norton, Massachusetts, Bruce Burden. How you doing today?
Good afternoon.
Bruce? I wanted to tell the folks about this place. I mean, it's really unbelievably huge. It's the largest one in distributor in
Yes, it is.
the United States?
Largest seed packaging and seed starting industry in the U.S.
You really have a lot of product line here. I'm looking around
Yes,
the
we do.
room and I'm seeing all kinds of things. Salad blend
Yep.
mix.
Bulbs. We have seasonal bulbs.
That's right, I forgot
We
about
have all
that.
sorts of border mix packages, wildflower, as you can see, and many different lines and many different companies that we can meet your needs.
Right. And there's a lot of other things I'm seeing back here. There's some peat pots, some seed starters, anything you want.
That's our seed, our basic seed starting.
Yep.
You buy our seed. We carry all peat pots, plastic lines, clear hooded trays, vermiculite, peat moss, potting soil, growers mix.
Now a bulk of this, not the seed of course, that's imported, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the seed room. But all of this is distributed from this plant.
Yes, it is.
However, something very interesting, if you're in the green industry, this is big. The owner of this company, Joe Raffaelli, bought the Northrop King seed stock to add to his inventory last year. And they're out of Chattanooga, so
Yes.
I think some of the stuff is still coming back and forth in both places.
No, pretty much everything is.
Really?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, as you get out into
Yeah.
the seed area out there, you'll find that we are now packaging all the NK that is being done at this plant at this very time.
Okay. Now, I want you to notice, as we're in this room, because we're going to move on in a minute, all of these packages, like this is an NK line, this is a plantation line. If you want to give me one of those, I'll show them to them. Now these packages, everybody is very familiar with these in the stores. These are called lithos here.
Yes.
There's a totally different lingo that I'm going to introduce you to, and we will move on in just a second, and I'll join you in the seed room. We've just made a long trek into the seed room. This building is very big. It's, what did you say, 350?
It's about 350,000 square feet.
Okay.
And still growing.
And still growing. We're in the seed room, and as you look around, the camera's panning all of the products. We have bags and bags and bags of seed. Now, this room has to be temperature controlled. I know that the seed has to be processed, sent out to labs every 6 months so that their germination rate is checked for the viability. And that's government standards. All of the seed is checked. There are blends made. The seeds, which I find very interesting, come from all over the world?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Most of the vegetable seeds, tomatoes, and your beans and your peas and stuff come within the U.S. Colorado, Ohio, and the other tropical, we call them, plants from outside the U.S. We don't have the soil, we don't have the temperature, we don't have the season growing time that, is actually needed to grow, the millions of seed that is needed to produce all these packages.
So the vegetables primarily are grown in the United States?
Yes, they are.
And the flowers overseas, Netherlands?
For the most part, yes, they are. The sunflowers and a lot of your more delicate flowers are from outside origin.
Now, a lot of the people that aren't familiar with the green industry, there are various aspects right to the garden shop, but this is where it begins. These seeds are collected by other companies,
Yep.
which in effect Plantation Products will then buy from, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So I kind of wanted you to go through and show us a little bit. We can walk around somewhat, so you can show us how this is all done here.
Okay. It's basically started, we have rows of packages here, if you can pan around, and then the packages are picked, and then you find the locations. Each location
is a bin number.
Is a bin number.
I'm seeing all of these numbers.
Yep.
Now you have something called a run sheet.
Yes.
So you'll get an order from, say, Briggs Nursery. They will order their seed. You will put the amounts that they need on that,
Yep.
or is it primarily for overall?
It's primarily for overall.
Okay, so those are processed differently.
Yep.
All right, how would that go?
It'd be basically the same way. The front office will fill out the order that's needed, and the run sheet gets filled out, and then we have to estimate how many pounds it takes to fill the amount of packages that are being filled at the weight that it's being filled at.
Right.
And then we go out into the bin area, and we go in and we find the different lot numbers that it may take to produce this package. It's then blended into a new series of seed lot number, and then it's filled, the package is filled out at the machines in which we'll be at later.
And of course, various seeds will weigh different things. Sunflower
Yep.
seeds are going to be a lot heavier than,
Yes.
say, a marigold
Yep.
seed.
Yep.
So that's
And-
all broken down per bag,
Yep.
and then you take your units so you can estimate
Yes.
what is going to actually be in that display unit.
Yep.
So in the broader sense, that's done first.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
the orders are broken down so
Yep.
that they would go to the nurseries or garden shops throughout the area.
Yep.
And you're shipping, I understand, to Europe as well now?
Yes, this year we just started shipping to the NK product line, and it's going to the UK, it's going to Australia,
fabulous.
and hopefully each year it'll start growing further.
This is right here in Norton, Massachusetts. What we're going to do next is we're going to take one more trip. I want to show you how it's processed. The end packaging,
Yep.
probably.
The packaging machines will be next.
Right.
It'll show you from the square one, from the bag, the seed bag, going into the hopper, going into the machine, being placed into the, it falls into the package, the machine will fold it, have it stamped.
I find this exciting.
And everything's all ready to go, and that's what you get in the stores.
Okay. See you in the next room.
Yep.
All right, we're back in the machine area, and Bruce is going to introduce us to some of the operating processes that we have
Yep.
going here. I'm excited about
It
this.
should be.
All right,
Yeah.
I know I should be. Now, is this what you said was a hopper?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep, the seed's placed in the hopper, and it comes down, it
And I can
vibrates.
see the seed in that mirror.
Down.
That's so that you
Yep.
can tell how much seed is left in the hopper?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can
then-
also see the seed in this vibrator. It comes down into this vibrator here.
Yep.
And it goes around in a circle in a bowl.
Yep.
And it falls into this next hopper.
All right.
And then it comes
And there's
down.
a little piston that's coming out here that's dropping the seed into
Yep.
a litho.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Now the litho is then going to pick up the seed.
Yep. Well, the machine picks up the seed. It brings it over to the carousel.
Okay.
And then it's
Carousel
filled.
meaning it's turning around.
Yes, it is. It comes around. It fills in this area here, and then it goes to the next area over there, and it closes the package
Okay.
shut.
Okay.
And then it goes around to the back side to a glue pot.
What is it called?
It's called the glue pot.
A glue pot. So it's
exactly.
going to actually glue
Yep.
the top of
It
it?
glues the top layer here, just like this.
Okay.
The glue goes across here, and then it comes around to the next section,
Yeah.
and the machine literally just folds it right over.
And this is all done in one process.
It's all done in one complete process.
And then when you're through, the operator will actually
Yep.
be feeding this machine
Yep.
the litho.
Yep.
The machine actually is doing all the work.
Yes, it is.
Other than that.
Yep. All the machine operator really has to do is she loads the lithos.
Yep.
And this comes down. These are counted into 10 packages per
Okay.
slot.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now, is that always the norm?
for the most part, on this size package, yes, it is.
Okay.
The larger value packs are not. We don't have the facilities to count the larger packages. It's just too much
that's
bulk.
manual.
Yeah.
Now, one more question. Again, on all of these packages, and I'm going to go over reading this with you a little
Yep.
bit later, but for the most part, they're all different
Yeah.
weights.
Yep.
Does that mean that you have to adjust? Is this all done by weight
Yeah.
in distribution?
Yes, it is.
So
Yep.
before you set up a machine,
Yep.
the first process would be to read your run sheet,
Yeah.
check
The weights. We check
Set
the
the
weights.
hopper.
We have a different, what we call a price point also, with different values of the packages. They check it all, then they set up the machine, and then they run a couple of packages, and they keep adjusting it. The adjustments are made. There's an adjustment panel here, which controls this vibrator here,
Okay.
and then there's another set on the back side that controls the hopper.
Now I'm assuming that you call it a vibrator because the thing must have
Yeah.
a motion
Yep.
so that it'll shake the seeds
Yep.
down. Is that
Yep.
correct?
If you were to take off these rubber legs,
Yep.
this thing would just dance all over the place.
Okay. Now it's funny because you can't see that. Is there something that cushions it so that you don't? It's not getting any kind of a bounce.
No, that's just,
that's visible.
this is all pure rubber.
Really.
Yep. Yep.
Like shocks on your vehicle.
You got it.
Okay. Now the rest of the machines here, are these dupes of the same?
For the most part, yes, they are. The ones along this wall right here are all the same as this. The ones over here in the corner are the same. We have a couple of other filled form and seal packages that we produce here. We also have what is called a foil package, which is for more delicate seed, like
Right.
petunias and stuff like that. That the
Now
seed
we
is.
didn't get into this too much before. These machines are numbered.
Yes, they are.
So that you can go refer to the litho, the run sheet,
Yep.
to find
You know-
out which machine
you know exactly
processed
where it
what.
ran.
So
Yep.
there's always a track record.
If you check the back of the package,
Yep.
okay, you'll see a packed for, year, the year that it was packed for, sell by date, and a run number.
See, now a lot of people don't know what these numbers are all about, but Bruce has just given us privy to that. So you can always track down even to the point of what
Yep.
machine processed.
Yep. If there's a problem with that, we can go back and we can find out exactly what seed was used, who packaged the product, and go from there.
Okay. And one more question before we end this little segment, and I had
Yeah.
a great time. You mentioned the foil.
Yeah.
Some of these have foil in it. Is
Yeah.
there a reason for that?
It's a more delicate seed. It may be a pelleted seed. We have some seeds that
Pellets,
are so
that's another thing.
they're so small
Yeah.
that in order for a consumer to see the seed, we have to coat it with clay.
Clay. That's what a pelletized seed is.
And
It's
it-
covered with clay. That's why you have
Yep.
to nick it
Yep.
so that it will sprout
So
for you.
it'll sprout. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
But
the temperature control, roughly, what's the temperature that you...
we like to keep it around 60% humidity. We like to keep it around 60 degrees temperature.
So even though these seeds are tested every 6 months,
Yep.
if a homeowner should have a seed lying around for a couple of years, the chances are, if it was kept in good
It's still-
condition,
yep,
there's still
it'll-
good viability in it.
Yep.
Not as good as you would get with fresh seed.
It'll last about 10 years.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But you can't leave until you run the machine.
You think I can do it?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
What do I do first?
Want to spin around.
Okay.
You want to turn on this button right here.
It's not on?
No, it's not.
What's that all about? Okay.
Now you want to count to about 3 seconds
1, 2, 3.
until you get to what is called an even flow of seed. And then you want to take,
Do I need glasses for this?
can you see?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you need glasses. Now you want to take this lever and you
Yeah.
want to move it this way.
Scared. All right.
Nice and slow.
Yep.
I'll let you do it.
Wait. What does this mean?
You're pushing the litho into the machine so the
Okay.
paddle can pick it up and start filling the process.
Okay.
Just like that.
I did it. I knew I was talented. Now, this is going to come out packages of 10.
Yep.
Does this always have the same speed?
It all depends on the fill weight. It all depends on the size of the package. The machine speed is adjusted in accordance to what the package.
So I'm going to grab these now, and I can feel the seed in there.
Yeah, well, what we do is we take the cardboard, and it's what we call a cardboard spacer. And you put a spacer in there, and then you take it off the line, and the girls will just pat it down, and it goes in the box.
You want this one?
Yep. When it goes over to the packing line, then
So I gotta get a spacer.
the girls already know that it's in a denomination of 10.
Okay. So now I put one here.
Yeah.
I wait for it to come down, or
Yeah.
I don't wait. I don't? Okay.
No, you don't. Whenever you're comfortable.
Oh, then I got to get one of these.
You gotta get. There's not two people working
Okay,
here with
all
you.
right, all right. I want a raise.
Somebody got a step stool for them?
Yeah, I've been given many a ladder in my day. Okay, now I guess I'm just gonna pick these up. Pick a card, any card.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
It's as simple as
Now, if
that.
you can stand here and do 60,000 a day, you have a job.
Well, I'll think on it.
Okay?
I'll tell you what, I want to thank Briggs Nursery for making this show possible, and a special thanks to Joe Raffaelli for allowing us to come into his... This is great.
Yep. There's so much more to see, though. You're gonna have to do
We've got
another
a
segment.
half-hour show.
Yeah,
And
well-
Bruce Burgeon, I'd like to thank you as well.
You're very welcome. Like I said, you've got another whole section of the building.
I had a lot of fun today, and we got one more segment that we're going to do back in Emily's garden before we totally end the show. Thank you for coming. Okay, we're back in Emily's cabin here at Emily's garden. I hope you had some fun today. I'm telling you, I really enjoyed that experience. Before I end the show, I wanted to give you a couple of ideas of how you can plant your seeds and utilize them as a little ornament around the house. But before we do that, I want to go over one more basic thing, and this is very basic. We learned a lot about the seed packaging and the lithos today. We even learned about the lot numbers, that we can trace down what machine they were even manufactured from. However, one of the things I really would like to go over with you is reading the seed package. It's very basic. They're all a little bit different. But the companies really do spend a lot of time and effort so that you understand the characteristics of the plant, what's going to happen with them, time of germination, your region, when you should plant them. All of that information is right here on this little packet. Now, they might all be a little bit different in their diagramming, but basically they will give you anything that you need to know about propagating this seed. My son, when he was in school, was quite the little artist, and I remember coming home from work one day and he had on the refrigerator a couple of pictures of a seed package and two little seeds, and the seeds were talking to each other, and one said, says here it takes 3 days to germinate. Well, I never forgot that, and maybe that was my first lesson in reading the seed package. The other thing you want to do is look for keywords in the descriptions. You know, you're either going to grow a bush cucumber, keyword, or you're going to grow a trailing vine. So basically, what I wanted to show you right now is a cute little way to start your seeds inside. Baby food jars. Just another way that you can use your baby food jars. You take a round of, I'm using gingham because I made some balances for the windows, so I'd like them to match. I took a round of gingham print that matched my curtains, and I used some pinking shears. Baby food jar, right in the middle. Soldering wire. I use this all the time. It's very pliable, making it very easy for you to be able to manipulate it around whatever project that you're doing. Basically, this is probably the hardest part, is trying to get all of the circle around it. Then you go like this. You see how I'm holding this? And you go like this and twist. Now you can fluff it up and do whatever you want afterwards. The next step, I'm sure you've all done this in school or with your little Christmas presents, a pencil, a pen. You take and coil it. Pull it out. I'm trying to do this backwards so you can see it. Coil it out. Make it pleasing to the eye. I might do some trimming with it afterwards. And the last thing that you're going to do is buy a little suction cup, just like this. Has a wire tip on the end of it that hooks up. And you just put it on the back, like that, and you have your little planting jar. As you can see, I've planted some thyme. I have a little kitchen garden going here now. This one's already filled with soil, and I thought I might take some nasturtium seeds and just sow them right inside. 3 ought to do it. Now, seeds need light, moisture, and heat in order to propagate. So I think we're going to give them a little squirt right here, get them going. And one more little thing, the lithos. Don't throw them out. There's all kinds of things that you can do with them. They're really very, very lovely. As you can see, all the different photographs that have been taken very carefully of these flowers. This is just something that I did once for my daughter's baby shower, as a matter of fact. We had a garden party out in the backyard. I just put magnets on it. Those were the shower presents. Put them all over my little teapot, or my little white pitcher I think I had at the time, with some daisies, and I had people coming back for seconds on the favors. So that pretty much ends our show today.